Hello students, my name is Yanchibini Lao and I'm from GMS New Ministers Hill. I'm going to be your new online science teacher and I tell you that we're going to have so much fun learning science. Okay students, now can you name the different types of living and non-living organisms? Do you know what are living organisms, non-living organisms? Yes, I'm sure you must have learned this in your lower classes. Today, we're going to find out about the living organisms, okay? Their characteristics and habitats. Let us look at few pictures, okay? Here, in the forest, usually, what kind of animals do you find? In the forest, usually you will find, like the tigers, the leopards, fox, hyena, elephants, so many different forest animals, right? And even the plants, see, even the plants, these are the forest plants, right? So in the forest, the animals and the plants are different from what we find in town, in our place. Yes or no? The animals that we find, in the town and city, they are very different from forests, even the plants. So these are forest animals, forest plants. Then let us see what kind of animals and plants we find in the mountains. In the mountains, we will find usually the big red eagles, the yaks, okay, gorillas, and then you will find the llamas, sheep. See, all those are mountain animals, okay? Yak, llamas, sheep, all those eagles, they will be found in the mountain regions. And even the plants in the mountains, they're so different. See, most of the trees in the mountains are pines, right? See this? The plants in the mountains, the animals in the mountains is different from the forest. Then what about desert? You know what is a desert, right? A desert is a place full of sand, isn't it, children? So, in the desert, you will find, you won't find the animals that you find in the forest, in the jungle, no. But in the desert, you find what? Snakes. See, and this, what is this? A camel, right? Scorpions. Okay, so in the desert, you will find different kind of animals and rodents. Okay, rodents like the rats, the rabbits, all this, okay, dry animals. And the plants, see, even the desert plants are so different, right? These are the cacti, okay, these are the cactus you will find in the desert. And in the sea is also different. See, sea animals, they are, like the clams, crab, fish, seal, oysters, you know, uh, all these whales, dolphins. In the sea, you will find such animals. Even the plants in the sea are so different, isn't it? So, from all these pictures, what do we find? From all these pictures, we find that different living organisms, okay, lives in different regions. So, depending on the areas or the region, the animals will also differ, even the plants. Okay, plants and animals are not the same throughout the world, no. Throughout the land or sea, no. But depending on their location, okay, the geographical location, the climatic condition, living organisms, we will find different types in different regions. Okay, now in a sea and desert, let us see what we find in the sea. A sea is a big water body, right, children? Students, in the sea, plants are surrounded by saline water. Saline. S-A-L-I-N-E. Saline means salty water. We know that in the sea, we cannot drink the water from the sea because it is very salty, okay? The big, big oceans that you see, the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, all these oceans, we cannot drink water from them. Why? Because it's very salty. So, usually in the sea, plants are surrounded by saline water. Even the animals, they use the air dissolved in water. So how do the animals in the water breathe? Water have dissolved air, dissolved oxygen. So the plants and animals in the water or in the sea, they use this dissolved air. Okay? And in the desert, there is very little water. Yes or no? There is only very little water available. It is very hot during the day and cold at night. Yes, during the daytime in the desert, it is very hot because full of sand, isn't it? No shade. So it is very hot during, and at night it is very cold. The conditions, the climatic conditions is also very different, right? Let us compare between a camel and a fish. Camel you find in the desert, right? A camel you find in the desert, and fish you find in the sea. So let us see the features or the characteristics. What, children? Characteristics. Their characters. Okay, that is known as characteristics, or it is also known as the features. Okay, how they look like and how the inside, outside, their physical or their internal organs, everything that is known as features or characteristics. Let us compare the two. Camels have long legs. Why camels have long legs? Camels have long legs with a big hump on the back. Yes or no? Why they have long legs? To keep their body away from the heat. See, sand during the day, okay, you just try to experience this. If there is any sand in your house during the day, when the sun shines, okay, the sand becomes hot. It becomes very hot. In the desert, it becomes so hot that camels have long legs so that they keep their body cool upward. Okay, because of the long legs, the heat of the sand does not reach their body. So camels have long legs to keep their bodies away from the heat of the sand. And what else? They excrete only very little urine. See, number one, we go to the washroom, okay, at least 5-6 times a day, right? But camels, they urinate only very little. They don't sweat, okay? And their dung, even their potty, okay, even the potty of the camel is very dry, so that they don't waste water, okay? Because in the desert, you don't find rivers or ponds or wells. No. In the desert, only very little water is available. In some places, only in some places, you'll find water. So maybe after weeks and weeks, even after months, they will find water. A place called oasis, okay? In oasis, only in some parts we find that oasis. So camels try to save the water, okay, by urinating only a little bit, and even their dung, their body is very dry, okay? And they do not sweat. Like us, when we walk, when we jump, we sweat, right? But camels do not sweat. See, since they lose very little water, camels can survive for many days without water. See, since they lose only little water, they can survive for many days, for even weeks and weeks. Sometimes even months, they can go survive with little water, without no water at all. They can, drink water only after 1 month, like that, okay? So camels, since they lost very little water. Then what about fish? What about a fish? Fishes have a streamlined body, okay? We will talk about this also, but streamlined body, okay? Their shape is different, yes or no? The shape of a fish is very different from the shape of a human being or a dog or a camel or an animal for that matter. Okay, the shape of a fish is streamlined. We call it a streamlined body so that it can swim easily in the water. It can move easily in the currents of the water. Okay, so fishes have streamlined body which helps them to move inside water. The scales, they have scales on their body, right? The scales, they have slippery scales to protect them and to helps in easy movement. And fins and tails, okay? They have a tail, yes or no? Fishes, they have tails and they have fins on the sides, small projections. Those are known as fins. Fins and tails. What are the uses of these fins and tails? To change the direction, because they don't have legs, yeah? They don't have hands, so the fins and the tail helps them in changing the direction, okay? And we breathe through the lungs, yes or no? But the fishes, they don't have lungs for breathing. What do they have, children? Just tell me. They have gills. Now, when your mother brings a fish, then you just try to open this, okay, this part, okay, the big flat part. Inside, you will find, red comb-like structures. Yes or no? Those are known as gills. Okay, so fishes have gills for breathing. All right, we don't have gills in our ears. Animals don't have gills. Let us find out why. Okay, so the characteristics of a camel is very different from the characteristics of a fish. Right, even though they're all living things. The features of a fish help it to live inside water, and the features of a camel help it to survive in a desert. The presence of specific features or certain habits which enables an organism to live naturally in a place is called adaptation. Yes, students, this is what I want to tell you. Why fishes live in water? Why camels survive in the desert? Because they have specific, okay, different special, something like specific means special features. Special features like gills and fins and tails in the fishes. Whereas, the camel have long legs, like that, giraffe, long necks. Special features, yes or no? So the presence of this special or specific features or certain habits, okay, which helps them to live in a particular place, yes or no? Because of the presence of the gills and the fins and the tails, they are able to live in water, yes or no? And camels, because of the presence of the long leg, they're able to live in the desert. So such thing is known as adaptation. What, students? Adaptation. A-D-A-B-T-A-T-I-O-N. Adaptation. They adapt. That means they adjust. Okay? Because of their body features, because of their special features, they adjust to the environment. That is known as adaptation. Once more, okay? The presence of specific features or certain habits which enables an organism to live naturally in a place is called adaptation. So that is why birds have wings, yes, so that they can fly in the air. We don't have wings. That is an adaptation. The wings is an adaptation of birds, like that, okay? And this place where the organism live, okay? The fish live in water, camel live in desert, the rabbits lives in burrows, right? And what else? Lions live in a den, and the birds live in the trees. The place where they live is called a habitat. Habitat. Habitat, okay? What is a habitat, students? The place where an organisms live. Where organisms live is called a habitat, or it is a dwelling place, okay? It is a dwelling place. And the habitat provides what? The habitat provides food, water, air, shelter, and all other needs to the organism. What did the habitat provide? In the habitat they live, it provides them with food, water they need, air, shelter, and other needs to the organisms, okay? And in one same habitat, several kinds of plants and animals live, okay? In one particular habitat, see in the water, let us see in the water, you don't find only fishes, yes or no? In the sea or ocean or river, you don't find only fish, but you will find some plants, starfish, horsefish, whales, dolphins, so many different kinds of animals you will find in the sea, right? So, and plants, even in the desert also you'll find different kinds of plants and animals. So in one particular habitat, many organisms can survive. Okay, let us see the different kinds of habitat. Okay, very interesting, the different kinds of habitat. Now, let us see. What do you see here, children, in the picture? This is a forest, right? This is a forest. Then here we have, what is this? So low grasses, grassland. This is a grassland, okay? Then we have a coastal region. We have a desert. We have mountains. See? Forest, mountain, coastal region, desert, grassland. They all are in the land. Yes or no? Land. Land, not water, land. Okay? So mati, na? In mati, in land. So all this, they all are from land. Forest, grassland, mountain, desert, coastal region. So such kind of habitat. And you will find different kinds of living organisms living in different kinds of, this areas. Such kind of habitats, the plants and animals that lives on land, they are known as terrestrial habitat. What, children? Terrestrial. Derrestrial. Terrestrial. Terrestrial habitat means the habitat which is on land. Okay, all these examples, forest, grassland, mountain, coastal region, desert, they are known as terrestrial habitat. Then we have this. What is this? This is a lake. This is a river. Then we have an ocean. So all this, okay, all these habitats, in all these habitats you will find different kinds of plants and animals, and such kind of habitat, that means a dwelling place, such kind of dwelling place is known as aquatic habitat. Repeat after me, children. Aquatic. Aqua means water, okay? So it is very easy to remember if you know the meaning of aqua. Aqua means water. Water habitat. Okay, aquatic habitat means the habitat which is in water bodies, different types of water bodies, lakes, oceans, river, ponds, wells. Okay, so they're known as aquatic habitat. Now let us see in each of these habitat, whether it is terrestrial or whether it is aquatic habitat, you will find different components, living and non-living. Yes or no? Living and non-living. So the living components, okay, the living components are known as the biotic components, the organisms, both plants and animals. Living in a habitat are its biotic components. Say biotic. Bio means life, okay? Bio, the meaning of bio means life. So biotic means living, isn't it? So biotic components. What are biotic components? The organisms, both plants and animals, which lives in a habitat. That is a biotic component. Now let us see the non-living things. What are the non-living things, children? Yes? Tell me, give me the names of some non-living things. Water, yes, very good. Water, soil, rocks, temperature, the sunlight, all these are non-living. Yes or no? The rocks, the sand, water, clouds, all this, they are known as abiotic. What are they known as? Abiotic. ABIO, non-living. Abiotic components. What are abiotic components? The non-living things such as rocks, soil, air, and water in the habitat constitute its abiotic components. So children, try to remember, okay, the different kinds of habitats, that is terrestrial and aquatic habitat, the biotic components, the abiotic components, and what is it? What is the presence of a specific feature, okay, or a specific habit which enables an organism to live in a particular environment is called what? What is it called? Adaptation. Adaptation, okay? Adaptation is, it is very important. You please keep this in mind. And until the next class, we will continue the chapter, the same chapter, okay? Until the next class, keep washing your hands. You take care and see you. Bye-bye.